remember the Hoover Turbopower 2 Autosense that we got straight from the eBay seller on behalf of somebody else with a blown motor? Well, things have progressed. It's all been apart. It's all been scrubbed, it's all been washed. I have found the couple of broken pieces here and there. I have discovered bits of sellotape that I'm not too sure why, because it all seems okay. And yeah, this machine is coming out okay. Oh dear, it will do eventually. Let's have a look at, well, how it's coming out, because we've got some bits to show you along the way. And eventually we should end this video with the beautiful, fully working Hoover Turbopower 2 with Autosense. Let's have a look. Yes, hello, my vacuum cleaner and Hoover chums. How are you today? We have a screw car full of screws that I want to get emptied of screws. We have a yoghurt pot full of bits and bobs. I've also cheated and already got the motor back together. So let us go back in time slightly now to do this, and then we can continue putting the rest of this machine back together. Our little Turbopower 2 Autosense is coming along well, and we find ourselves staring at all of the components that make up the motor. The motor which, I mean, it was £25 posted. So there's only so annoyed I can be. But this is good condition, it was just as fully working. Nothing wrong with our parts is what the listing says. And I mean, immediately, it's been underwater. These fans would have been sat like this on the armature, just under a tide mark, just under some water. So it's no wonder that, you know, the top bearing was, the fan case bearing even, was seized almost solid. It does turn, but not happily. This is the top bearing, and it does spin, but in that really dry, horrible way. Yeah, it's definitely not new. It definitely wasn't in good condition, although it is a bit weird about that, because there's no real matching tide mark on here, but it's definitely not a lug motor. Doesn't really matter. I guess not, because we are now ready to take what is my last 608ZZ bearings. Need to buy 10 more of these. That is how quickly we go through them. And one's going to go on there, the other one goes into the machine on that side. And luckily we can do that first. I'll tap this on at some point in a break in proceedings. So, we need to put a little metal inner part into here. And then this bearing just pushes down into place. And then we can push down with the aid of a screwdriver, the little locking washer that just sits in there. I'm not going to do it on there, because if I slip and put this through my hand, I don't want that. I've got things to do this weekend. I don't want to be in pain. There we go. That will do. So you can see, you know, we did chew it up a little bit, removing it, but it doesn't really matter. As long as it sits in there, and this can do that, that's all it needs to do. So that is cool. Right, then we need our coil, which I don't think it matters which way round this bit goes. It's up here that it matters, but again, this bit just needs to match the side with the two terminals. It's actually quite simple. I took the entire carbon brush carriage off, and look, doesn't underneath there look a lot like the 1980s Hoover Junior wiring, you know, blocks that you used to get? Very similar. Wonder if they reused any parts of it. That clicks on there like so, but can't go on yet, obviously, because this needs to go in. So this pushes down on there, but first I need to tappy tap with a load of old bearings this down into place. Doesn't going to go far, just that last little bit. Then, and this bit is a little bit tricky, we need to take this wobble washer, which is what takes up any minutiae uppy downy slack from the armature. Then this other washer, then making sure that red blue is the same side as the two terminals. Lower it down hoping that our two washers stay lined up, which they have. And then we can put the screws in. And oh, feel that spin already, folks. That is gorgeous. So yeah, screws in, and then we can start building up the suctiony side of things. Then once you're all tightened down and spinning absolutely gorgeously smoothly, we can begin with this, which is some sort of air dam baffle thing. Who knows? Do the screws up for him. And then we can begin with our little spacer, which packs it level with the red part. Then the first washer, then a fan, then another washer, then this spacer piece here, then this chap, which needs to push on and should, with just my hands, there we go down there. We're still spinning freely. Washer, fan, and then we have this chap, this lock washer, and then the nut that clamps the whole thing together, like so. So we'll put that on like there. Then I need to get this clamped again with the mole grips in exactly the same position that they were last time. Then take my socket set it the right way, which is the wrong way because of how this works. Oof. And then tweak it together. You moved. Just get on. That'll do. Ooh. Oh, I didn't tap out these little dents on the side. Hear that? Bear with. There we go. Hear that? Nothing. Stone silence, which is good. We can now fit our fan case. I shall probably put a bit of tape around this in a little bit just to seal up where we abused it to get it out. But we can now stand it up on its fan and fit the carbon brushes. Hopefully pull the little tab up a little bit more. Slide them gently into place. They should slide all the way down with no restrictions at all. This little cap goes on the end. Come on. Come on, you can get into the end. Oh. Why is it not doing it? There we go. Like that, top and bottom. And then we can push this brass safety catch thing down. Excellent. There we are. Lovely. Second one into place as well. So this is our motor done. Hopefully in the real time that we've been watching this, I'll have put the rest of the machine back together and we can see if this actually works, because don't forget I still haven't tested it at this point. I'm still putting the carbon brush in. Of course we haven't put any electricity into it. Get in the hole. There we go. Ta-da! One lovely motor. And so I don't forget it again, I'm going to put this link wire on there like so. Right, onwards. And crack on I did. Here it is, look, a Hoover Turbopower 2. You will notice that it has a good layer of wax over it because, yeah, it's been sat a couple of days. I did buff this corner off, but look, and we'll do the rest in a minute. But, whoa, I mean, even if I catch the light, there we go, you can still see a bit of damage, but my goodness, just all washed over with the machine polisher. And a nice coat of glaze and a nice coat of wax make all the difference. I'll do the rest in a bit because, yeah, we have some stuff to do. Let us take the cable off so it is out of our way, and I don't quite know where we should start. We should probably start here in the bag housing. I have the post motor filter sat in there very nicely, and I mean, we could fit some genuine Hoover H4 bags, but what I did was I went and I bought, finally, first time I've actually ever done it and not just stuffed a pneumatic in, because you can't really put a pneumatic HEPA flow into these, the H18 HEPA Flurry type bags. How lovely is that? Oh, and that's even handier. come on to this in a second. Excellent. Oh, that's even better. That's to save us a job. So, we have it. Wow, they are massive. They pretty much are the heifer flows, aren't they? They've just got a different bag card on it. But that's good that they have at all, because it means that these machines can be used and used well. So there we go. We'll pop that in there. We'll put the bag door on, making sure that all of the folds are in and away. And marvellous, we can test out these bags and see what they are like. The next thing that we need to do is to fit the hose, because it's been sat in the airing cupboard until I've been ready to film this bit, so it can go on. I will have to just buff off the wax that I put all around here, because yeah, you need to put it everywhere, folks. No point getting the old wax out and making it look shiny if you don't stick it absolutely everywhere. That'll do, again, just for now. Oops, oh, shouldn't have fitted that yet. Alright, there we go. So yeah, our hose has been washed and hopefully dried, and yeah, job done. Now we need to have a look at the bottom part, because under here is, well, incomplete and, oh gosh, very broken, because yeah, we have a problem with our centre wheel. Actually quite a common problem, sadly, and one that I was careful of. If we just take off the base plate, I can show you, because this needs to come off anyway, because there is no belt. The brush rod is in excellent condition there. I'm really hopeful about that. Yeah, this is broken. I mean, you've popped off. I don't quite, oh, I think I do know why. I was struggling with, oh no. I was struggling with this stupid thing, and I pushed that all out. Problem is now I can't, I've got to push it from the top, and I don't quite know if I can. Oh, that's a bothersome movement. Oh, I don't know. Have a look at that in a second. Yeah, this wheel set is busted. It's very rusty for a start. But what has happened is, you're going to focus, look, all the little plastic bits in here, they just snap off. I mean, look, I've just cleared all of those out with my finger. They are smashed and ruined. And yeah, this one is rusty. So I spent £9.99 on this used set for eBay. The other reason that we did that is because if you look, it is also broken. I didn't fully notice this at the time. There was some tape over that side, because yeah, one of the locating bits is completely broken off. You should see it should have that on both sides. So that's the other reason that we are changing them. So, oh, yeah. I mean, I have to faff around in a second with this, but yeah, so they're on there. There isn't, annoyingly though, the spring that should clip into here and stop the wheels from flopping around, which won't, I don't think, be much of a problem, because the base plate stops it from popping up. But if it is, we do have a bodge. But we're not going to know that until we fit them. And we can't fit them yet until I've had the flipping hood off to do these. So I may as well give you a little sneak peek under there as well. There you go, look, it's spotless. It's not seen dirt yet, that's why. I mean, oh, actually, while this is off, look, we can probably get to just this little bit easier than with the hood on, because I did wax it when it was apart. So yeah, there we go. Oh, she looks lovely. I mean, that bit especially looks lovely because it is unused. Right, we need to put this bit back on. So underneath, because yeah, I can't push down on this part in order to clip the sides in. I can't fucking do it while I'm looking at it. Yeah. Oh. Eventually, I'll get this into place and get the hood back on. Right, hood is on. Now it's just time for the brush roll and something to drive said brush roll. This belt's probably not the worst we've ever seen, but it is quite stretched. So I have found this random unknown, but still actually a Hoover belt. I'm wondering if, oh, I should have shown you the numbers. I know you like numbers. It's only a couple of digits off that belt anyway, so I'm not wholly unconvinced it isn't a Turbopower 2 belt anyway. And it's a lot better condition than that belt there. It will certainly do until the owner can find a nice genuine belt, which do come up. I missed one on eBay whilst faffing around, checking the wheels and everything, so alas, we have to use something from there. And with that down, the wheels aren't going to fall off, but they are going to flop around a bit until they're on the floor. And I mean, there's a few bits I might do. You might drill a spring in there and there, but I don't know really. I don't know how important it is, and you can fit the bit of metal easily because it just clips in one way. So you know, one could be harvested from a scrapper at a later point and probably be okay. Oh, the last there. Let's break it before we've even played with it. The last thing that we need to do, yeah, I put the knob on. It wasn't the best, and it's a little bit broken, but it will do. Is fit a filter, and I've got this down, ready for us to cut and make something. But I didn't even know that those cheap pack of bags came with a filter, so I don't even need to do that. Look, we can put that in there, click that into place, and I think we're finally ready to see if this top of the range, top of the line Hoover Turbopower 2 works now. Here we go then. One replacement motor and a full rebuild of that later. Oh yes! There we go. Dropped into low now. Oh, that is good. So that all works well and good, especially on the tools. Let's test that the Autosense part works. If we put some rice down on the floor, you keep an eye on the LEDs, you should see them change when it senses the rice. I'll push the right button. I'll let it drop down. There we go. Right. There we go. Right. Yeah! In fast. There we go. Oh no, the hose came off. Well, that works really, really well. The Autosense feature works fine. It always did need an ungodly amount of dirt going through, and it always did eventually kick the motor in long after the dirt had reached the bag. So yeah, most people just pushed that little button there and left it completely, and probably paid £100 more for a machine with these buttons over just the more basic version, which was identical, bar that control panel. In here isn't full of rice, so that is an excellent sign. These bags must be really good. Obviously no Turbopower style billowing out on this Turbopower 2. straight suction here. That's come up really, really nicely. I hope that the owner likes it just as much as he's not seen it yet. Good job he didn't have it delivered straight to him, because he would have been very disappointed indeed with how it ran and how it looks. But now it looks alright. It runs really well. Please be careful buying used motors on eBay. Sadly, you know, I haven't complained about the state of that motor, because quite honestly, it was a used motor. We're just should be grateful that it came here and we were able to stick some new bearings on it, and it'll be okay. Yeah, bar this sad scratching here, and again, a hood for this model isn't going to be the most difficult thing to find. There again, at the time of filming this, late May, early June 2024, there's quite a lot of Turbopower 2s being broken for spares on eBay. I'm actually a little bit tempted to maybe get my own Turbopower 1000 down from the loft and get it refurbished and check it doesn't need anything. Well, there are parts available, because yeah, I can see these becoming quite rare, especially if the motors seem to burn out. That's 2 for 2 now that we've had, and luckily both have been fixed. So do you have a Turbopower 2 Autosense, or do you remember them when they were brand new and shiny and very expensive? Do let me know down below. But until the next time, I and some other horrific Hoover in need of our love and attention will see you soon. Bye bye.